హలో. అదే ఇప్పుడు దీని లింక్ కూడా షేర్ చేస్తున్నావు యూట్యూబ్ది. అది ఎక్కడ స్వేచ్ఛ దానిపైన చేస్తున్నా ఈవెంట్ దాంట్లో అది షేరింగ్, అది బ్రాడ్కాస్ట్కి. అది మామూలుగా ఇప్పుడు వరకు దీంట్లో ఎంతమంది ఉన్నారు జాయిన్ అయ్యారు? ఎవరో భావభూతి బాబీ ఉన్నాడంతే. ఓకే, చూడగలుగుతావా? లింక్ వచ్చిందా? హలో. రంజిత్, దేంట్లో? ఇగో దీంట్లో ఇప్పుడు అరౌండ్ 4 people జాయిన్ అయ్యారు. హ్యాంగ్అవుట్స్ బెటర్, హ్యాంగ్అవుట్స్ బెటర్. వస్తుందిగా, ఇప్పుడు నేను నీకు షేర్ చేశా కదా. ఓకేనా? సరే సరే, బాయ్. రంజిత్ లైవ్ ఉంది. హలో 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 రంజిత్. రంజిత్, నేను లింక్తో జాయిన్ గా బాబు. 3-4 జాయిన్ అయ్యారు ఇప్పటికి. నీకు లింక్ వచ్చిందా? ఓకే, అంతే ఇంకా రైట్. జాయిన్ అయ్యాక చెప్పు. బాయ్. Hi, Ranjit. Great. Now it should work out. Ranjit, okay? Shall we start? Hello, this is Sridhar. On behalf of Swecha and Open Access India, I welcome you all for this today's live broadcasting on Open Access. Today is the day, the birthday of Aaron Schwartz, who has worked for the freedom movement, the liberating the knowledge. So on this day, let's remember him, and then we are going to have this event live on what is open access, introduction to open access. The session, sorry for the trouble, like we couldn't do it on Facebook Live. Thank you, Ranjit, for inviting me for this event.
Hello.
Yes. Okay. This I am leading means a group of community called Open Access India. I am based in Ranchi. Uh, to say what is exactly open access is making the public funded research openly available. Then it has been defined also by in the when the Budapest Open Access Initiative was taken up in the 2001, and which was made it the initiative was shared to the public to endorse on 14th February 2002. It says that the open access literature is free, online, available for anyone with the internet connection to use it, read it, download it, and make links to the other uh, works, and then remix it, make it available in any other formats without any restrictions. Mostly, it will be always free of copyright restrictions. And this open access which we make it available on open access, will also have a open license, some may use the Creative Commons license, higher being the CC BY, and some may use it up to share alike and non-commercial, and depending upon their things. But it is free to use, reuse, and remix it. So these three goes with the open access. So we being the researchers, doing the research with the public funds, it is our obligatory that the research knowledge which we develop or which we produce has to be made available for the public to use it, and at the same time making it available to the other researchers so that they can take leads from our research and build upon it, so that it will cut short the length of innovations or the progress of science or the progress of research. So we under the umbrella called Open Access India, which has more strength on Facebook and also other like in campuses, we have some ambassadors, and we also formed a group called Open Access India Working Group. Also, we are working for more building this momentum by advocating open access, not only restricted to the research publications, but to the research data and the open education, the open textbooks. So all these things we are advocating under the banner of Open Access India. And thanks to the Government of India Department of Biotechnology, which has recently, means it's a year ago, they launched the open access policy for all the research projects which they are funding across India. So all the beneficiaries, which they receive some substantial amount of funds from the Department of Biotechnology or Department of Science and Technology, and the research outputs produced from these funds has to be made openly available in a public repository. So what we have some public repositories in India being administered by the DST DBT with the technical help from the CSIR unit at Pune, URDIP. And apart from the Indian public repositories, we have other repositories called opendepot.org. It is also publicly available. So many of the researchers are sharing their outputs there, and most popularly with the social network connections, the most popular are ResearchGate and then academia. So, and that is also being used by the researchers to make it as a parking place for their research. Why? What is the philosophy? I told you that it's a public funded research, so public should have the right to know what is happening in research. Maybe some may not be technically knowing what kind of research which we do, but there will be some science reporters. If they have the access to our research outputs, they make into simplified summaries and then make it available in any science magazines or anywhere. And the data which we generate will be again utilized for the meaningful analysis using some models which the other scientists or the researchers may be developing. And because they may not be having the access to the data which we do, but there will be some science reporters. If they have the access to our research output, they make they will be using our data and then making it in their models to validate those things. And the research means when you come to the open education, the textbooks which now mostly you might have seen here followed the copyright case, the photocopy case of Delhi University. The textbooks which have been prescribed, though the authors have granted the rights, but the publishers may, because of some restrictions, they are not allowing full books to be photocopied. But we say that any textbook has to be made available to make in any format, either it may be a photocopy or a digital copies or anything which will be utilized by the students for their academic purpose. Everything it's all like the open access is legal, and the copyrights are vested with the creator unless we transfer to the publisher. So the copyrights are with us. So what is happening is like the publishers may at times they ask you to transfer the copyright, and the researchers may for the publication sake they are doing it because the publishers have a differential business model. If you don't transfer the copyright to them, then you have to go with the open access mode, wherein you have to pay the charges, the article processing charges from your side. uh, if there are funds for the publication, fine, they can afford, and then they can pay for the publication, and that article will be available in open access mode. If it is not, so the author has to sign a copyright form, and it will be the property of the publishers to make it available freely or not it. So many of the if you search any articles, most of the things will be under the paywall. Maybe it ranges from $30 to $40 to access that paper. But there are other initiatives
has to sign a copyright form,
like
the property of the publishers to make it available free.
is it echo? There is an echo happening. So
Search any article, most of the things will be under the.
sorry, there is some disturbance from my side. Okay. So what as an author, what you will do it like to make your paper openly available, and at the same time you have to submit your paper without the article processing charges. So you can amend the copyright form which they send. You can mention in the thing like you should the after 6 months or 6 months or 1 year embargo, the paper has to be made openly available, and many of the publishers are agreeing to that, and many of the publishers are also saying that the preprints can be legally shared in their personal repositories. So there are some exceptional publishers, but mostly 67% as of now, which are in the database of Sherpa Romeo, are allowing some kind of archiving, and it is progressing also. So the 67% now might have reached up to 70, or it's more than that now. I have not checked it. So the researchers have the ways, different ways are there. They can make their research openly available in any of the channels which they can choose, either their personal repositories or the institutional repositories of the university, or the openly available public repositories, which I was saying, opendepot.org. So what in turn, what the researchers will gain if they open it? I told the others may have the access, so they will get benefited. But as an author, you also get benefited because there will be more citations of your paper. It is more publicly available, and you can invite more collaborations, and your visibility will be increased. And because of your visibility and collaborations, your esteem can be raised embracing this open access. So there is nothing to lose except to gain anything. So open access is the path which we all has to embrace for the personal benefit also, and for the public benefit. I'm just saying like in a this manner that it is going to help as personally and publicly. Society also gets benefited because whatever the research is there, it is available for them to read. So this is about the small about the open access, introduction to open access. The copyrights are there. When you create, you own the copyright. So to make it openly available, you can choose any of your Creative Commons licensing. You can adopt any of it and then make it available your paper in of those formats. And there are two notions are there in open access. One is the two paths I am saying. One is gold path and green path. The green path is the what I was saying, the repository kind, where you will share your papers in a repositories. That is the green path. And the gold path is through the open access journals itself, by paying the article processing charge. But not all the open access journals charge anything. The best example is the Current Science Journal, which is being published from Bangalore. It is an open access journal which doesn't charge anything, and there are many such journals. To have the list of journals, you can visit the directory of open access journals, doaj.org, of which I am one of the ambassadors, and along with me there are two other ambassadors, one from Pune, Vishali, and one from Bangalore, Leena. So we are all working to solicit the applications from the publishers to submit their journal applications to the DOJ to be listed, and there is a quality control happening at the DOJ backend. They will see the some of the criteria whether it is suitable to them or not, and then it gets indexed. And like this open access movement, everything is fine, going properly, but with this movement, the India is also having a bad name in the world, because there are many questionable publishers which are there from India. So it is our duty to build a whitelist, and DOJ is helping to prepare a whitelist. So we have to support them and then contribute our journals. I mean, if you have any contacts with any editorial board of a journal which you know, ask them to submit their journal into that. So what is this questionable publishers? The questionable publishers are like, now because of the advent of Web3 technologies, anybody can rewrite web, anybody can start any journal, and the only 3 steps will require. You require a parking place online, like a space, and along with a domain, and you have to get an ISN number, which you will be getting it, and then starting a journal. You send emails to all possible researchers in India and world, and you solicit applications. So because of the in a pressure to publish more articles in a less span of time, and without knowing what is the credibility of the journal, so many of the researchers are submitting their papers to those kind of questionable publishers, and then they demand you some charges. Maybe it may charge from Indian rupees, it may from 2000 and more, or and in dollars it may for the $100 kind of thing. No peer reviews will be happening there, no quality control, nothing is going to there. Only when you submit, it gets accepted, and you will get a bill that you have to pay so much of article processing charges, maybe 1,000 or 2,000, and once you pay, it gets published. So whatever you submit, it gets as it is published without any editorial assistance. They may change some fonts, or at times it just will be published online and say that your article has been published. And they also getting some metrics which are questionable metrics also. They say that we have an impact factor of this. It is called global impact factor. You have to submit, and you can gain credibility because we have a 10 global impact factor, 12 global impact factor. So, and the researchers unknowingly they submit to that, and then they end up in being pointed as a questionable researcher, because you are aligning with a questionable publisher or journal. So how to identify? The best thing is, when you get a mail, try to check with the DOJ. If not, there is another online portal called Check, Think, Submit, something like that. And with that, you can cross check whether the journal which you are going to submit is into the following any good editorial practices or good publication practices. So I told you can check with the Sherpa to say to look to find out the corporate policies, DOJ to check the list of journals, and think. Let me check it. Think, submit. Think, check, submit. Think, check, submit. So that will help you to find out whether it's a questionable or not. You can think, check, submit.org is the one portal. From there you can check the journals are questionable or not. So these are the things, and which we would like. We are now taking this message to all the researchers in India by from our blog, openaccessindia.org, and Svecha is also promoting us in like because the the open access is made possible because of the open source software, the free and open source software. And yes, somebody was asking to sub. It was I have posted the. Yes. Yeah, think check submit or .org, and then I was saying about doej.org and Sherpa Romeo. It's these are the projects which are helping for scholar communications. Uh, oh, so so this is a little thing about the open access and I mean, I don't know who are. I mean, the caller attendees are a researcher or a student, but any person. The open access is also for the general public because when you're reading a textbook or anything, and if you want to further go deep into that studies, what current research is happening. So when you go Google Scholar, when you visit the Google Scholar, it may fetch some of the articles there in an open access mode if they have the links. Otherwise, there will be the paywall articles. So we are working to, like, when you visit any Scholar portal or anything, the research paper which you are looking has to be openly available in any of the formats. Like there is embargo for making the full the publisher's version available into the public after 6 to 1 year, but the author always can share the first draft that we call as a preprint, and once it gets peer reviewed, it is known as a postprint, and if it is used for a typesetting with the logos and everything, that is called the publisher version. So publisher version will have most of the copyrights transferred by the author to the publisher, but the preprint is legal copy of yours. You can share it at any of the platforms of your personal social networks. Also, you can share it. And this sharing of the first draft or the preprints sharing, it is now gaining the momentum, and you can see many preprint services are coming. The latest one is the social science Archive. Archive is the first preprint repository started by the physics scientists, and any the physics scientists, when they are working on a project, they make the research sharing. They share their research in the first preprint post. Yes, Ranjit. On video cannot be possible now. I'm sorry, some disturbances. Okay. Was saying about services. There are, I'll share that one of the biology preprint service, BioZive. Preprint server for biology. I was saying that the first one which started this moment is Arxiv, arxiv.org. So this has a very powerful thing in the sense, like the all the research which they produce as it is available for the fellow researchers to improve upon it. So in that process, the first draft is commented. It is because it is publicly available. Many of all the other colleagues of him, the researcher, will work on it, because the researchers always, because of there is a mind, scientific temperament which we have, we always question, and then during the process of the lecture, you can say it's a questioning. The first manuscript gets improved, and then it gets ultimately published in a journal, or it gets as a postprint in the same repository itself. So, so now, and we are also thinking for the agriculture science, this preprint service. It will be our AgriZive. It will be launched shortly. So all the preprints will be available. You can, like any researchers can share their preprints in any of these repositories, Zive repositories. The ArcZive is it is of the Cornell University, which they started this one. Any specific questions you have? I would like to answer, because I was just monotonously talking. If you have anything, you can post here in chat box, or you can talk by unmuting yourself. Hello, Ranjit.
Hello everyone, this is Joel.
Yeah.
Hello
Yes.
Sridhar.
Yes. Yes. You can speak.
Yeah,
Hello.
thank you so much. So I just wanted to know,
Yes.
like, if there is any combined portal for all of the archives.
Joel.
Yes. There may not be a combined portal, but this Google Scholar can aggregate all these things, and there is a search engine called Base BASE FI Base search engine, which harvests the records, openly available records, because when you share, all these repositories are following the open archive initiative protocol. So because of that protocol, all the metadata can be publicly shared, and it is interoperable. It can be imported, exported to different fields. So the harvesters, the repositories, which I was saying, the scholarly repositories, you can say even the Google Scholar can periodically go and harvest these records and make it available. So these are known as harvesters. Again, the Open Harvester is one of the software which the Open Public Knowledge Portal, they have developed in this one. PKP. PKP, for its credit, it has the softwares for starting a journal. It is called Open Journal Systems (OJS), and Open Conference Systems for the conferences, and Open Harvesters for the harvesting the openly available metadata. Like suppose you can see one of the harvesters have been started by the Indian Institute of Science. Can we publish papers we worked which have citation published in paywall journals? See, any paper published can be cited, maybe for like the criticizing that paper, or for to say that our research is in accordance with the already published papers. So it get, when you cite it, but paywalled is a thing, because cite many papers because there is a paywall. To access that paper, you need to pay amount. So because of the open access, when I make my paper openly available, the chances of citing my article than any other person who have published in a paywall journal. The article which he published is not available openly for public to use. So I was saying that the one it is called BASE, BAAC-search.net. That will that periodically harvests the scholarly outputs available on the web and make it available. And it also catalogs as per the authors wise. Like you can search with my name, and then you can get all my published papers in across the platforms. Like it may get my paper from a blogs if it is available there, or even it gets searches from the other areas, like even the slide shares, if it or any of my personal, it is published, it gets it collects archives in there. So, and interoperability and open protocol which these softwares harvesters are using, which will be somewhere, it will be alive somewhere. So what I'll give you one example. Some I lost all my upload repository. The repository is not live more. So at that time when I was updating it, there was another harvester from UK, I suppose. It has harvested my articles, and it has, because I have made it in open access mode, which permits to make lots of copies, and which permits to make use of my articles in any format. So it has taken my articles and it is made available in other repository. When the primary repository went, it's no more live now, it is not working in condition. So still my papers are available in other repository, and Google Scholar helps in searching those articles. But for that, you need to, the best practices you need to follow means you should give a proper keywords while submitting your paper into the repository. You can use the publicly available taggers called open data, which they are making it available. Open data tagging, linked open data to be specific. You can use the linked open data protocol generated keywords. So once these keywords are tagged with your articles and it is made publicly available there, the search engine gets and then brings it to you. Okay. Yes. Hello. Yes, any more questions? Ranjit? Hello.
Hello.
Yes, Ranjit. Yeah.
Questions వచ్చేసి ఏంటంటే okay, I think you questioned what are the licenses public ఏం లైసెన్స్ వాడాలి అని అడిగారు.
ఓకే, లైసెన్సెస్ ఏంటంటే బెస్ట్ ఓపెన్ లెవెలబుల్ లైసెన్స్ క్రియేటివ్ కామన్స్ లైసెన్సింగ్, హైయెస్ట్ ఈజ్ సిసి బై. దాంట్లో ఏంటంటే if I put my publication with the CC BY license, it can be I can allow it for a commercial usage. In the sense, Suppose my articles are there about some cancer. I'm working on cancer, and I made all my articles available with CC BY. Any private agency or means any agency for the mean can download my articles, print it, and then sell as a copies without doing any means without doing any other thing, like not other value addition. Just taking that articles, make it into a pen drive. Also, that pen drive can be sold. So sold in sense, why? Because the other person who is going to buy may not be having time to download those things, and may not be having the access of the internet at that time. He would like to take the offline articles, and so many other cases he wants to read it on printed copies. So that level, like CC BY is for the any commercial purpose also you can make it available. The Wikipedia uses CC BY with share alike. It says as it is making available. The other person who is using can make sure that with the same licensing terms he has to give it to other person. So these kind of licensing are there. For more Creative Commons licensing portal, you can look at it. You can choose the license of your choice.
శ్రీధర్, ఈ క్వశ్చన్ వచ్చేసి రవితేజ ద్వారపూడి అడిగాడు ఇంతకు ముందు చెప్పింది. నెక్స్ట్ క్వశ్చన్ ఏంటి అంటే భవభూతి బాబు అడిగింది ఏంటి అంటే పే వాల్స్ లో ఉన్న జర్నల్స్ ని ఓపెన్ యాక్సెస్ జర్నల్స్ కి సిటేషన్స్ లా వాడుకోవచ్చా అని.
Citation says that.
హలో,
Yeah. He was we published.
పే వాల్స్ జర్నల్స్ ని ఓపెన్ యాక్సెస్ వాడుకోవచ్చా?
We worked with which paywall journals that he can publish. Not clear what it is. Can we publish papers? Which citation published in paywall journals? Okay, you can publish any of the research which is taking what I should say that going through the papers which they have more citation, either the paper, if it is available in paywall, is having more cited or openly available. These studies have already been is being conducted around the world time to time in the discipline wise or the across, even like the issues also coming with the gender bias in collaborations. Some recently there was a paper like there will be more collaborations with more feminine involvement or with less feminines, like the women collaborations are less compared to the male ones. It is so this kind of things, it is called scientiometrics. With this you can at any point of time you can study the science fabric, how the progress is being made, how the publication pattern is happening across the world or across the disciplines or the regions and the gender from time to time. Like what were the collaborations in 2000 for the cancer research, and now 2016 what is the collaboration. You may find like at the time there were only collaboration among the scientists working on medical field. Now if you find out, you can if you study the pattern, you may have linkages with the musicians also. The papers which they musician, artist, humanities, I want to say, there is a link between the biology and humanities, because you can find out is there any link also. I'm sure that there is some link, and maybe some papers you can find, like if you search for those things. There's a question by Joe.
One more question.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
How undergraduates, students who are doing engineering, how open access is beneficiary for them?
It is because teacher will have the latest research find, and because the teachers will have the to those research finding, and he can explain in the class, and the graduates will get benefited. This is the indirect benefit. But now, like if they want to do some small during the summer internship or anything, and if they want to do the review of, I'm taking because cancer is now we are that. And there are examples also. Somebody bioinformatics tools, they developed the understanding of the cancer. So because undergraduate people, if they want to do a small project or to write something as a review, if they don't have the access to the published literature, the latest published literature, they cannot do it. So that is the indirect, but for the PG and PhD students, that is necessary because they are working for the research and they should know what kind of research has been already been done and what kind of validation it has to be taken further, and what other areas wherein they can work, what are other areas. So when you map with this research review, then you will have a space like where you have to concentrate for your research. So it all gets benefited, the society gets benefited like this.
Yeah, if anyone has questions, can unmute and ask their questions.
Yeah,
Remove mute option and you can ask the questions.
I'm reading one question by Gopi Prasad. Someone told that Wikipedia is going to be proprietary license. Is it true? No. It is a community portal and it will be it is being run, edited. It's maybe run with some society. It's a public, not-for-profit society, but everything is done by the community. And when I create any page, it will be edited by the editors. And it has to be, there is a one set of notions like what can go into that, what cannot go in. When you say the proprietary license, no, it is already, it is made available under CC by SA. BY is by, not BUY. Share alike. SA is share alike. By is attribution. Like if you are taking my article, like suppose now this recording, if it is only my extempore talk, and if you are going to broadcast it somewhere, you can broadcast and you can make the cut. I mean, you can edit some of the portions and then make it in a tidbits available. So, but you can use it. Your freedom to use it any way you like. But you will credit me that this is Sridhar's speech. So that is by that is called attribution. What I need is only attribution. Misappropriation of this thing will it is not called as a plagiarism. Making somebody else work, saying that it is my work, so that is called plagiarism. And there is a self plagiarism and many things like that are there. Self citations, people say it's also a kind of a plagiarism, but that is another area. So for that, we can have some other day lecture.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. Hi, people. We've successfully arranged the meeting for 3 to 4. We also came to the end of the talk. If you still have any questions, please do ask. మీకు ఇంకేమైనా క్వశ్చన్స్ ఉంటే అడగండి. ఒకవేళ ఫోన్ ప్రాబ్లం ఉంటే కనుక కమెంట్ సెక్షన్ లో ఆ క్వశ్చన్స్ ని పోస్ట్ చేయండి. We will end this session soon. ఇంకొక 5 minutes లో 5 or 10 minutes ఈ సెషన్ ని క్లోజ్ చేద్దాం.
రంజిత్, ఇది మీన్ ఇక్కడ బ్రాడ్కాస్టర్స్ ఎవరన్నా చూస్తున్నారా లేకపోతే ఓన్లీ
అంటే బ్రాడ్కాస్టర్ అంటే
ఐ మీన్ యూట్యూబ్ లైవ్ లో ఉన్నారు ఓన్లీ 10 మెంబర్, దీంట్లో ఇంకెవరైనా?
రెండు చూస్తున్నారు. యూట్యూబ్ లైవ్ లో చూస్తున్నారు కొంతమంది, చాలా మంది. ఓన్లీ కాల్ మాక్సిమం 10 కదా. ఒకసారి యూట్యూబ్ కమెంట్ సెక్షన్ కి వెళ్ళి చెప్పమన్నాను క్వశ్చన్స్, చూస్తా ఒకసారి. సో జోయల్ అడిగాడు, what is the portal for all the archives?
ఇదే ఇందాక చూపించా కదా, ఒకటి బేస్ అని ఉంది, ఒకటి బేస్ సెర్చ్ ఇంజిన్, BASE.
ఓకే, నేను
లింక్ ఇది పోస్ట్ చేస్తున్నాను. BASE-search.net. దీని ఇది
ఓకే, నేను
హార్వెస్ట్
షేర్
చేస్తాను.
చేద్దాం దాంట్లో. Yeah, people, any more questions? You can ask, unmute చేసి. Yeah, Sairam, Bobby, Saviteja, Sripat, కిషన్, ఇంకా ఎవరికైనా క్వశ్చన్స్ ఉన్నాయా? Okay, you can do one thing. If you don't have any questions, do unmute, introduce yourself, and we'll end up the call.
Hi everyone, I'm Ravi Teja from Amalapuram,
Okay.
and I'm from Konishima Linux User School.
Okay. మాకు కూడా రూట్స్ అమలాపురంతో లింక్ ఉంది.
Great. And actually, ఇంకా మీరు ఇచ్చిన లింక్స్ అన్ని ఒకసారి చూసిన తర్వాత మేబీ ఇంకేమైనా డౌట్స్ కానీ ఏమైనా ఉంటే ఆ యూట్యూబ్ కింద కామెంట్స్ లో చెప్పచ్చా?
చెప్పొచ్చు. ఇది పబ్లిక్ గా పెట్టేస్తాము. ఇట్ మేబీ అంత కరెక్ట్ గా లేకపోయినా కూడా మన సెషన్ పబ్లిక్ లో పెట్టేస్తున్నాం. దానికి అంత రెస్ట్రిక్షన్స్ ఏం లేదు. అదర్వైజ్ మేము ఒక చిన్న ఓన్లీ ఫర్ ఓపెన్ యాక్సెస్ కోసమే ఇది openaccessindia.org అని వెబ్సైట్ ఉంది.
ఓకే.
దాంట్లో వెళ్ళాక బ్లాగ్ కూడా ఉంది. ఇంకా దాంట్లో మేము వీఆర్ ఇన్వైటింగ్ ద యంగ్ రీసెర్చర్స్, స్టూడెంట్స్ కానీ మాకు అంబాసిడర్ గా ఉండడానికని వాళ్ళని అంబాసిడర్ ని ట్రైన్ చేస్తాము. వాట్ ఈస్ ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ ఓపెన్ యాక్సెస్ అని. సో వాళ్ళు వాళ్ళ
అంబాసిడర్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ గురించి ఒకసారి అందరికి అనౌన్స్ చేస్తారా? యూ కెన్ ఇన్వైట్ ఎవ్రీవన్ టు జాయిన్ అంబాసిడర్ ప్రోగ్రామ్.
ఎస్, అంబాసిడర్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ అని ఓపెన్ నాలెడ్జ్ ఫౌండేషన్ అని ఒకటి స్టార్ట్ చేసింది. దాని తర్వాత ఒక నిమిషం, ఇది మ్యాక్స్ ప్లాంక్ వాళ్ళు కూడా పెట్టారు. సో అది ఫాలో అవుతూ మేము కూడా ఓపెన్ యాక్సెస్ ఇండియా నుంచి, ఎందుకంటే అందరము అన్ని చోట్లకి వెళ్ళలేము కాబట్టి అందరి చోట్ల ఛాన్స్ కాదు కొన్నిసార్లు మనం లైవ్ కూడా మాట్లాడడానికి. సో మనం ఒక చిన్న ఒక అంబాసిడర్ని తయారు చేయాలని చెప్పి ఒక డెసిషన్ తీసుకొని అంబాసిడర్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ అని పెట్టాము. దాంట్లో ఏంటంటే ఇంట్రెస్ట్ ఉన్న వాళ్ళు ఓపెన్ నాలెడ్జ్ గురించి, లేకపోతే ఓపెన్ డేటా, అదే నాలెడ్జ్ బేస్డ్ సొసైటీ, ఫ్రీ సొసైటీ కోసం కొద్దిగా అనుకున్న వాళ్ళందరూ దీంట్లో పార్టిసిపేట్ చేయొచ్చు. దానికి సైన్ అప్ అని ఒకటి ఉంది. ఈ వెబ్సైట్కి వెళ్ళి చూస్తే తెలుస్తుంది. ఆ సైన్ అప్కి వెళ్తే కొన్ని క్వశ్చన్స్ ఉంటాయి, జస్ట్ ఎందుకు ఏంటి అని, మీ ప్రాజెక్ట్స్లో ఏమైనా ఇన్వాల్వ్ ఉన్నారా ఎట్లా అని. సో దాన్ని జస్ట్ ఎవాల్యుయేట్ చేస్తాం. అంటే ఎవాల్యుయేషన్ అంటే అంత క్రైటీరియా అంత కష్టంగా కాదు, విల్లింగ్నెస్ ఒకటి చూస్తాం. అంటే వెదర్ దే ఆర్ ప్రో ఈ ఓపెన్ యాక్సెస్ మూవ్మెంట్ ని తీసుకెళ్ళడానికి ఏమైనా సముఖంగా ఉన్నారా లేదా అని ఒకటి చూస్తాం. సో ఇప్పుడు మీరందరూ దీనికి అటెండ్ అవుతున్నారంటేనే అర్థమవుతుంది యు ఆర్ ఆల్ వెరీ మచ్ ఇంట్రెస్టెడ్ ఇన్ దిస్ మూవ్మెంట్. సో ఐ ఇన్వైట్ యూ ఆల్ టు సైన్ అప్ దిస్ అండ్ వీ కెన్ హ్యావ్ అవర్ అంబాసిడర్స్ అక్రాస్ ద థింగ్. అడ్వాంటేజ్ ఏంటంటే వాళ్ళని మన వెబ్సైట్ లో ఫీచర్ చేస్తాము. ప్లస్ యూ కెన్ ఆల్సో ఇట్స్ ప్రౌడ్ టు బి, యూ కెన్ సే దట్ యు ఆర్ ప్రౌడ్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ అంబాసిడర్ మూవ్మెంట్. సో దానివల్ల మనకు కూడా స్ట్రెంగ్త్, కమ్యూనిటీకి ఒక స్ట్రెంగ్త్ వస్తుంది. సో యు ఆర్ అవర్ అంబాసిడర్స్ కింద మేము ఫీల్ అవుతాం. మేము కూడా సేమ్ మీరు ఆల్సో మేక్ హ్యావ్ ఎ ప్రైడ్ because of your work. లింక్ వచ్చిందా చూసారా ఎవరైనా? openaccessindia.org వెళ్తే అక్కడ అబౌట్ అస్ అని ఉంటుంది. ఆ కింద పుల్ డౌన్ మెనూలోకి వెళ్తే అంబాసిడర్స్ అని ఉంటాయి. ఇప్పుడు వరకు మాకు పీజీ వాళ్ళే ఉన్నారు, ఇంకా కొంతమంది మెడికల్ స్టూడెంట్స్, ఎంబీబీఎస్ వాళ్ళు ఉన్నారు. మెకానికల్ స్టూడెంట్స్ ఒక అబ్బాయి శైలేష్ అని ఇక్కడ కేఐటి ఒడిశా నుంచి. బట్ స్టిల్
యా, మిగిలిన వాళ్ళ ఇంట్రొడక్షన్కి వెళ్దామా?
ఎస్.
యా, రవితేజ ఇంకేమైనా మాట్లాడాలా? యా యా, బాబీ, సాయిరామ్, జోయల్. శ్రీపత్ ఒకసారి మాట్లాడిస్తారా మీ స్టూడెంట్స్ తో ఒకసారి?
సో రంజిత్, ఇష్యూస్ ఉన్నట్టున్నాయి ఇక్కడ నుంచి. సో షల్ వి స్టాప్? ఇంకేమైనా ఉంటే పబ్లిక్ ట్విట్టర్లో కూడా క్వశ్చన్స్ పోస్ట్ చేయొచ్చు.
హలో, శ్రీపత్. శ్రీపత్ నుంచి ఏం రావట్లేదు. యా యా, విల్ ఎండ్ అప్ దిస్ కాల్. ఇంకేమైనా క్వశ్చన్స్ ఉంటే విల్ హ్యావ్ వన్ లైవ్ సెషన్ ఇన్ నియర్ ఫ్యూచర్ అంటే ఓపెన్ యాక్సెస్ గురించి ఇంకా డీటెయిల్ గా తెలుసుకోవడానికి.
షూర్. ఓకే, ఐఎమ్ స్టాపింగ్ ది బ్రాడ్కాస్ట్.
యా, ఓకే,
థ్యాంక్ యూ.
యా.